What's up, guys? This is Yaron7. Welcome to a Dragon Quest X video. If you're not watching me or subscribed to me for Dokkan and you're watching this video, you're most likely someone that plays Dragon Quest X. And if you know me in the game, you know my Dragon Quest X character is Romina. So for these videos going forward, I'll be introducing myself as Romina. So let's get started here. So anyway, the reason I'm making these videos now is because someone recently suggested that I should make Dragon Quest X videos revolving around, you know, getting people ready for endgame and all that, and spreading my knowledge. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I am pretty experienced in this game with endgame and all that. And there's not really any videos out there on YouTube of, you know, revolving around endgame in English. I mean, there's a lot of people that make, you know, reviews of the game, like Ryan Molina, or there's people that, you know, they pick Dragon Quest X up and they make a review of version 1 or something and they quit. I mean, that's fine and all, but doesn't really help people get better at the game. It's just a review, but I do enjoy Ryan Molina's videos. I should say Battle Geek Plus. That's his YouTube channel. So go subscribe to him. I'll leave a link in the description. Yeah, so there's not really people out there making these videos in English for endgame and tutorials and all that. All we really have in our community is just Japanese guides and, you know, bullet points and all that. So I'm here to make all that make more sense and actually explain it to you verbally and visually in the video. How do you know, get better at the game and all that. And also, when I say end game, I'm not talking about beating version 5.5 like parentheses late. I'm talking about beating super bosses and, you know, and all that stuff, and doing the really difficult content and all that. Not to put anyone down that does that beat, you know, all the story. I'm not saying they're noobs or anything. I'm just saying, like, there's casual players and then there's people that really want to go further with the game, like me. And I'm kind of casual myself a little bit, but anyway, I really hope these videos end up being helpful to people. So without further ado, let's get started with this one. This is going to be my first video for Dragon Quest X Endgame, and this is going to be revolving around Brilliant Beast Hunting / Crystal Beast Hunting, whatever you want to call it in English. And I'm going to have to split this little topic or content into several different videos, because honestly, it would take me a couple hours to fully, maybe not a couple hours, but it would take me a long time. We'd be sitting here at least an hour, at the very least an hour, for me to sit here and explain everything you need for beast hunting and how you actually get the beasts, and then when you do get the beasts, how to fight them and what you need. So the first video, this one, is going to be centered around preparations, the jobs you need and the equipment you need, the master orbs, etc. Alright, so the reason I'm making the videos about hunting is because, in my opinion, Brilliant Beast Hunting or Crystal Beast Hunting is, in my opinion, the best way to make gold in Dragon Quest X. But at the same time, it's not the easiest way to make gold. There's a lot of stuff you got to prepare for. You know, you got to get a lot of gear, end game gear. It doesn't have to be the best gear in the game or anything, but you got to have certain jobs close maxed out, or at least close to maxed out. You got to have a basic understanding of the hunting structure, you know, forming the party and knowing how to search the version 5 maps for the spawns, like pinpoint the spawns. There's a lot to take in, and I'm going to do my best to explain it all. But for this video, I'm going to be focusing on the preparations, you know, what you need to get started. But again, it is really important that you know that it's not going to be easy. But yeah, it's really worth it though. I mean, this is a really good way to make gold. Like the beasts, or the bosses, they have a chance to drop these crystal fragments or a full crystal. You need a certain amount of crystal fragments to exchange for a full crystal, and the full crystals sell for around 1 million gold on the bazaar, which is lots. And it used to be a lot more, like around 2 million, but as time has gone on, the market has kind of gone down. The prices have gone down a bit, but it's still very much worth it. Because in this game, it's not Dragon Quest X. It's a mixed bag with making gold. There's all these different, forms of gold farming. The main one is crafting, which is very heavily RNG based, and you gotta put a lot of time into it, and it's really easy to jump into crafting, but it's also really hard to jump into it, because to craft the high level, equipment or items or whatever, you have to be like max level cap in that whatever crafting guild you choose. But that's for another video. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, like, hunting is the least RNG based gold farming method. Like, with hunting, the only catch is you just got to have you have to have all the gear, the jobs, and the basic understanding. That's really the only catch with hunting. Now, when I was newer to hunting, when hunting was newer, it was a lot harder, because, not everyone understood every single, it's evolved over the last, however long it's been out. It used to be a lot harder. We didn't have all these different, there's a tool you can use now where you can easily track the spawn times and whatever, and a lot of the boss fights have evolved. Like, they're a lot easier than they used to be. They go a lot quicker now. But what I'm trying to say is, like, before, it was possible to spend 3 hours doing this and come out with nothing. But I can't remember the last time that I spent at least 3 hours and didn't come out at least a 1 mil gold richer. So you just got to put the time in, but at least there's no RNG involved, unless you want to count racing somebody to unless you want to count, like, let's say you and some other person are waiting at a spot, and then the beast spawns slightly closer to the person that is going to race you. Like, that's the only RNG I can think of. It, and also the how unlucky you can get in the dragon fight if he ends up waving you and someone else or at the same time. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So yeah, hunting is a really good way to make gold, and that's the reason I'm making these videos. So let's get started. So before I can actually explain all that, I'm gonna have to give you a little sneak peek into a future video of this. So let's switch to my browser right now really quick, and we're gonna go to the to one of my favorite Japanese Dragon Quest X databases. I think it's called Dragon Quest X Tiger Capture or whatever. Very good resource. I've been using this for years now. This is the Bright Crystal Beast, kind of a partial translation, whatever, Google Translate, whatever. So with this content, to start off, let me just give you a brief introduction of it. This is kind of like world bosses and everything, and this only takes place in version 5. So if you're going to be doing this and watching these videos, there might be slight spoilers for you, but not really. So like I said, world bosses, these things only spawn once an hour on on 3 different version 5 Makai maps. And they spawn on all 40 servers every hour. So the goal is to form a party, whether it's with your friends or with random Japanese players. And I say random Japanese players because you're probably not going to find an English person in Party Finder. The chances of that are very dismal. And once you have a party formed, you're going to want to go to this tool right here. This is and make sure it's not, I don't know, it might just be my browser that's screwed up, but for some reason this does not work with Google Translate on. So this is a very important tool, and this is a requirement now if you're going to do this with Japanese players in Party Finder. When you get the party, it's obviously in Dragon Quest X it's a 4-man party, and luckily there's 40 servers, so that means all 4 players can simultaneously search all 40 servers at the same time. So one person would be assigned server 1 through 10, the other person would be 11, the second person would be 11 through 20, third person, so on and so forth, and all that. And now let me explain what all this means. So this is blue, yellow, red, rainbow. Blue, these are all the okay, so you get this this key item that you have to keep using over and over again to check the colors on the maps, and these colors will be the crystal will be a certain color depending on the beast's spawn time. So I believe let me you know, it's not really that important. This is just a brief context explanation, so I'm not going to go fully in depth, but I always forget what blue means. I just know it means if it's blue, it means it's not spawned for a couple hours or more. Yellow, I think means, I think blue is like 2 to 3 hours, and then yellow, I believe, means that it's spawning. It can spawn. It's going to be red within the next. Actually, sorry. Yeah, blue means it's going to be blue for a while until it turns yellow. Then yellow means it could be 1 to 2 hours, I think. And then red definitely means that the beast is spawning in 1 hour. And when it's rainbow, that means the beast is currently on the map. So when you search the servers, you gotta, you know, let's say you go. This is the desert map. This is Ballistia, and then this is I forget the name of it. Let me look at. So I'm going to be using Clarity for these videos, just so you know, just to make them easier to make. I know a lot of people play on Switch, and they don't have Clarity. They don't have that option. But let's go to Mackay really quick. It's a Gurhina field. This is like the main, like the main map that connects like all the Mackay maps together. It's like right in the middle. So this is Gurhina, and then Ballistia, and then I forget the name of the desert. Let me check it really quick. I cannot pronounce I just call it Ja. That's like the Japanese abbreviation in English, I think. So I say Geru, Ja, and Baru. So yeah, they're going to be on all 3 of those maps, every server. So you go to 1, 2, 3, Ja, Baru, Geru. So you go to Ja, or go to, actually, I don't know why it's out of order here, but normally you want to go to Geru first, Baru second, and then Ja third. And you check the key item, click whatever color it is, and go to the next map. If it's yellow, it's yellow. If it's red, it's red. And then you go to server 2, so on and so forth. Now, one thing I should mention is you can only search 8 servers on this little block right here, because 9 and 10 are the new player servers, so you can't go on those servers. You can only go 1 through 8. And then, yeah, so that's pretty much that right there. And also another thing is you're going to need to use this to sync up with your other party members. So when they enter in their things, it'll all show up at the bottom here, and you can keep track of their times. And also the reason there's times is so you can pinpoint when the boss is going to spawn. So you're also going to have to set your PC clock to Japanese time, unfortunately, if you're going to use this tool. Now I'm not going to go into all the how these spawns work. That's for another video. I'm just giving you context of, you know, going around. So let's say that it's red right now and it's going to spawn in like 5 minutes. Then everyone's going to go to Ja, server 1, and they're all going to position themselves in different parts of the map, and they're all going to be priests. Why are they all going to be priests, you ask? Because everyone is going to be get out of, you know, a bat out of hell, searching for the beast when it goes rainbow, and the reason they're spread out is because, you know, you got to be in every part of the map, you know, and scour the map as quick as you can, and then get that boss fight. And when you do get that boss fight, you're going to be a priest, and you're going to be all by yourself until the party goes back to town, they change jobs, and they come back and join the battle with you. So you're going to have to stay alive as a priest. So that's why I wanted to get into all the stuff about like the basics, you know, of the grand scheme of what we're talking about, like, and then I could fully explain everything on Priest without having to explain this stuff. But I will go into all this a little bit in another video, because there's a lot of stuff I left out. So let's switch back to the game right now. Oh, let me make sure that I'm okay. So anyway, for beast hunting, there's going to be a handful of jobs you're going to want to be adept at. Well, priest, you're going to want to be advanced. There's no excuses with priest. You got to have that ready. Like, that's the most important one. So let's go into this menu really quick so I can highlight all the different jobs. So priest, you're going to want a ranger, battle master, magic warrior, monster master, demon swordsman, and martial artist. Now if I were to rank them all for importance, priest, ranger, so priest, ranger, martial artist, magic warrior, battle master, and demon swordsman. Did I say monster master already? I forgot. Monster master is actually kind of optional, but I'll get into that a little bit later in the video. So let's start off with priest. So I already have everything equipped, thankfully. So let's go over all the gear you need. So obviously you're going to want to have your standard wand. I have a 110 wand. You don't need a 110 wand for this. Level 100 plus is fine. Well, actually, this is a good one because you get Alma Mater on every action. Plus, you have a 3% of getting Alma Mater every time you do an action, like a turn. And Alma Mater is the 1 HP buff. So as long as you have more than half HP, you get KO'd, you'll be put to 1 HP instead of dying. So that's good to have. But I'm not going to go much into the one. Just have spellcast speed on it and all that. And your shield, you're going to want to have this bull buckler. Very important shield. I think it's probably the best shield in the game. Because it has spell damage reduction 10%. It's a base effect. And the alchemy effects, you want to have at least 7% across the board. Spell damage reduction is important for the dragon fights and the ghost fight because they have really powerful magic spells that can one-shot you. Don't worry about block rates. That's just like it's there no matter what. I mean, you want to look at the alchemy stats. Now, the most important weapon for a priest with this is the Meteorites Halberd. And forgive me if I said Halberd wrong. I might have pronounced that wrong. I don't know. This is the most important weapon in all of beast hunting, because you're mainly going to be going as a priest for most of beast hunting, and this is the difference between life and death and getting or the difference between getting a beast and not getting a beast if you get the battle. Sorry, this is the difference between, like, if you're lucky and you get the beast fight, this will save you. This is the difference between surviving until everyone gets here or dying before everyone gets here or gets there. Now, the alchemy effects in this are not as important as the base effects. The base effects are incredibly important, except for the last one. That attack plus 11 is you don't need attack for this. Command interval minus 0.5 seconds. That is crucial because that basically makes it so you get your turn 0.5 seconds faster. That really helps with auto revive, because a lot of times you'll start the battle and you could be surprised and have that red X and you lose a turn basically. And that might help you survive and get your auto revive off quick. Another thing with that, the most beneficial thing for this effect is when you're fighting the dragon, or actually any of the bosses, when you get the boss by yourself and it's just you and you're doing the auto revive over and over again, basically what we call a zombie priest. You're going to want to be able to get that auto revive off as quickly as you can, and this thing is a lifesaver for that, because you get your turn a lot faster. And then the second effect is Alma Mater 50% to start a battle. I already explained Alma Mater. Basically, you got to have more than half HP and you'll survive a KO. That's really good to have at the beginning of a beast fight if you're the first one to get there, because you'll survive. If you get, like, it's possible, unless it's like a ×3, three attack and 1 attack move from a boss, then you should be fine. If it's like just a single, like a normal attack or a spell or something, you should be fine. Except unless it's the fireballs from the dragon, you'll be screwed then. So yeah, this is very important. Now, in terms of alchemy effects, parry rate is the most important one to have. Preferably, you'd want to have ×2 of the parry rate, but that's very expensive. That costs around 11 million. If you want to get ×3, that's like 30 million gold. And I got one, just a single parry one for, I think, around 3 mil. Don't worry about the blind attack. That's a throwaway junk garbage effect. Don't worry about the attack. Doesn't hurt though. So you're gonna want to have this equipped at all times, unless you're actually in the battle with everyone there, and then you want to switch to, then you're gonna want to switch to your wand and shield. Also, another thing, if you could find one with sleep on attack, that's also really good, because if you do that one multi-thrust spirit skill, that's like a ton of chances to put an enemy to sleep, or put a boss to sleep, and then you just sleep the dragon and then wait for everyone to get there. So that's good. But that's also pretty expensive to get a parry and a sleep on attack. Yeah, that's not cheap. So you're also good. So in terms of armor, the first thing you want to have is a full HP hats. Now you don't have to have a, +7, +3, or like, you don't have to have it as good as mine. Just have at least all 7s. You want to have as much HP as possible, because the dragon has this attack called like the death wave or whatever, and it makes it so you can't revive for 30 seconds, and it's like a double, it's like an attack that does 2 attacks in one, and it's like 400 damage each, kind of, give or take, but it's not really. I mean, if you have a lot of HP, actually, it's not, I don't know, it's not, I think it's 350 damage ×2, I forget. But if you have a lot of HP, you can survive it. Plus the phalanx, or that other shield skill. For some reason, the name is escaping me right now. That super shield skill that gives you damage reduction and all that. Aegis shield, I think. Or Aegis shield. That gives damage reduction as well. And you'll definitely survive the wave with that. Now, in terms of tops, you're mainly going to want to have a spell damage reduction one, and you can get away with this for the whole thing, but if you want to really go above and beyond, try to buy a second top like this. Mine has dark damage -14%, earth damage -14%, and curse guard +15%. Now it says +60% -45, which means 15% essentially. Obviously, that looks like a junk stat, but it's actually pretty helpful for my situation, because with my beast armor, I don't have I don't have an automatic 100% on my top for curse guard. So what I do is I perfected this ring a long time ago. It gives curse guard +80%. By the way, I'm going to be using clarity for these videos. I don't know if I mentioned this already. Kind of my mind is rushing right now. I'm trying to explain all this stuff as quickly as possible, so the video isn't like 2 hours long. So anyway, I'm gonna be using clarity for these videos, and actually all my Dragon Quest X videos, just for the convenience, since it's much easier to follow along if you can read it, and it's easier for me. And now I apologize to people on Nintendo Switch that are forced to play all in Japanese, because there's no option for clarity on Switch. But yeah, shout out to Sereni, however you pronounce his name, for creating clarity, and Ackman. Very useful tools. Appreciate that a lot. Appreciate him and what he does for the community. But anyway, yeah, so I use this 80% curse ring along with that 15% top, and then I get the rest of my curse guard from Master Orbs, which is the water elements. So yeah, curse guard, you only need it level 3 in my situation to get 100%. It's actually 101%, I believe. Yeah, it doesn't say the extra. I believe mine's 101%. It's like 15% plus 80% plus 6%. So yeah. So basically let me just start, since we're on the screen. The only effects you need, the only guards you need for beasts hunting is Paralyzed Guard, Curse Guard, and Fall Guard. It's called Trip Guard, but it's basically Fall Guard. Everything else... oh, you also need spell damage reduction. So, now, it shows that I have, like, no spell damage reduction because I don't have my, my shield equipped. This gives me a crap ton. And then my top, I have this one equipped, but when I go into a dragon or a ghost fight, obviously I'm going to have my spell damage top and my shield, and that will put me to 61%. And I think I might be able to get a little bit more from Master Orbs. Let me find it really quick. Yeah, spell damage, level 6. Great. Now you don't have to have level 6, but because in my situation, I can pretty much get around 100% spell damage reduction when I put on the magic barrier buff times 2. I'm basically immune to spell damage at that point. But unfortunately, when I find a beast myself as a priest, I'm not going to have 100%. So normally what I like to do is I wait for the party and I just keep spamming auto revive, and then when they get there, I equip my shield and wand, A and B. So you're always going to want this equipped, and then we're gonna equip this. Now the reason I have earth and dark damage resist on my earth and dark damage down percents effects, because there's the first two beasts, the ghost and the mole. The ghost, all of its attacks are dark based. Now the mole, all of its attacks are mainly earth based. I'm not sure about its normal attack though. I'm not sure if that's considered earth damage. I think it's just, normal physical. But that really helps against the mole and the ghost. Now in terms of your pants, you're going to want to get Paralyzed Guard 100%. And if you're lucky like me and find one with 100% and some Magic Mending, that definitely doesn't hurt. Magic Mending increases your heal power, by the way. Now, gloves are elementary. There's really no explanation. All you gotta is... Gloves for a priest, is universal. You gotta have spell cast speed on that. Same with the wand. So, not much explanation for that. So, what next? Oh yeah, my boots... Sorry, so boots, you're going to want to have full agility and 100% fall guard. Now, if you don't want to go to the trouble to get the extra agility and you have boots kind of like this one with 100% fall guard and 100% dance guard, then you can get away with that. But I must warn you, though, as a priest in the dragon fight, you're going to want to have... you're going to want to have around... wait, what the heck? Yeah, you're gonna want to have around that much agility. Wait, what? Wait, hold on a second. Wait a second. My armor's messed up. Yeah, so yeah, you're basically gonna want to have a lot of agility on priest. Yeah, probably around. I think you're gonna want actually around 700 plus agility. Now in this game, you're gonna want to use quick kicks. And I'm going to use this for the sake of the video, just to show you how much agility I'll have with that equipped, or with that food on. So yeah, with quick kick, I have 726 agility. So yeah, that's very important. So that gets your turns a lot faster. I mean, it's not like life or death. I mean, it kind of is, but you can probably get away without using the food. I mean, there's been a few times where I fight a dragon and I won and I forgot to put the food on. It's not that crucial, but a lot of high-end Japanese players expect 710 plus or whatever. But luckily with all these new level caps, it's much easier to get to that threshold. Now that we got the armor and weapons out of the way, let's jump to the accessories. So this accessory right here, the cat whiskers, believe it or not, is one of the most important face accessories for hunting. This increases your chance to get a surprise attack on an enemy, basically a preemptive strike. The same can happen to you though. Like they can get a surprise attack on you. I don't know if that decreases their chances or not, but all I know is it increases our chances of getting a free turn at the start of battle. Basically. And also gives some agility, +5 agility as a base, so that's good to have. Some people just use the synthesis stats for extra agility, but I like to stock up on the actual surprise enemy rate. Now, this is the most important accessory in the game, in my opinion, the gold rosary, and I'm going to be making a separate video about this one very soon. You gotta have this one. Like, there's no excuses. Like, even in story mode, it's good to have. This is the most important one. I wouldn't say the easiest accessory to perfect, but this is something like the first thing you got to do when you want to get accessories is this one. This is the first accessory you should farm. And what it does is it helps you survive lethal damage by 25%. And I do not believe that there is an HP restriction on this one, like with Alma Matter. But basically, there's a 25% chance that if you are hit past your max HP and you die, instead of dying, you'll be put to 1 HP instead. And you want to get HP +3 as a synthesis stats. The bonus stat from the lower form when fusing the silver rosary and the gold rosary, you get that extra 5 survive lethal damage, extra 5%. And I already explained the curse ring. Now let's talk about the pyramid accessory. You're going to want the Anubis Ankh. You don't have to have it fully maxed out, but it's definitely recommended. Get that extra HP. And then the Brave Belts. This is another one that you want to have. Now, at this point of the game, I could probably get away with the different belts because I have so much HP now. But I keep it on anyway for hunting. All that extra HP. Actually, no, this one is essential for Priest. Because you have a 10% chance of getting auto revive at the start of battle. So that's really good to have, along with that 50% chance at Alma Matter. Any little advantage you can get at the start of battle, even if it's RNG, like, you gotta take it with beast hunting. Like, it's that crucial. Like you'll have Japanese players pissed off at you if you die before they get there. All that work for nothing if you die. So you can't let that happen. So then we want to get the Mysterious Tower accessory maxed out, which is not. It's kind of. I know it's very tedious to do this, but this is you have to do this. Like, you got to get these cards maxed out. One for, a mage type class, one for a healer type class, and one for a melee. So on healer, you want to have max HP +15, magic mending +15, and agility +15. Very important. At least have the agility. And then Great Dragon Orb. This is another, elementary accessory you got to have. +5 HP across the board. And then the Mammoth Tower accessory. I know this one could be difficult to farm. And it's very slow as well. But this one gives magic mending, and you want to have magic mending and agility. My second one is magic mending and deafness. I'm letting that one slide for now until I get, until I perfect every stat, and pretty soon I'm going to have the 31. I will synthesize this 31 times, and I can choose a free stat, and then hopefully by then I will have already gotten that. I've replaced that deafness stat there. Not to mention the Mammoth Tower accessory. I believe it gives like does it give I forget if it gives like extra stats outside. Yeah, it gives like an extra 10 HP by default without synthesis, so that's good to have. And then this one's a little tricky. If you have as much HP as me And let me just check my HP really quick. So I should have 748 right here. So that's with the vocational proof accessory. And this one right here, you have that chance to get the 1 HP buff and all that, so that's really good. But now this is another accessory you can use. The 3 Generals accessory, or Ganon Empire from Dragon Quest IX. This one gives you a ton of base stats outside of the synthesis, like extra HP and all that attack. Really good to have. And it also increases your critical rate by 1% and all critical / haywire damage plus 35. Now if you don't have a lot of HP, you're definitely going to want to have this for hunting, excuse me. But if you're like me and you have let's see, 767 HP, with that you don't need all that HP for hunting at this in this day and age. You're going to want to definitely equip the vocational proof accessory for that 1 HP, and this should be enough HP for hunting against the dragon, because all the HP is all based off of the dragon fight, because it does this one. I don't remember if I'm pretty sure I mentioned this already, but there's an attack that he does where he seals your ability to be revived for 30 seconds, and I believe it's 350 damage times 2. Let's actually switch to my browser really quick, and let me double check that. Let me just double check. I think he does 350 times 2. 450 times 2. Yeah, it's 450 times 2. But if you have the damage reduction buff from Phalanx or Aegis Shield, that's going to be around 330. Or if you use that guard skill with the damage reduction, it's like 200 damage times 2. But anyway, it's not about having the HP to survive it. It's about having as much HP as you can left over after surviving it. So yeah, that's the most deadliest attack in the game, is that stupid no revive debuff. Let's switch back to my game. Alright, now that we got all the accessories out of the way for Priest, let's just jump over to Master Orbs really quickly. So yeah, just kind of like copy mine, I guess. Now don't look at the, see where the little cursor is. Don't look at the names. Look at the on the side there, all the effects. So this one gives me extra HP, extra MP, resilience, blah 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 blah. I'll just highlight the ones that are important for hunting. I'm not going to go through every single Master Orb that I have equipped. I'm just going to go through the ones that are essential. The other ones are no-brainers, but so obviously HP plus 12 is good. I guess that's a no-brainer, but you want to have some extra MP. Resilience is not really important. Magic Mending, get this maxed out for hunting. Agility maxed out for hunting. Don't worry about deafness. And then there's another Magic Mending, which is Magic Mending plus Magical Mites, which is magic attack power. You get, unfortunately, I don't have this one maxed out. Maybe I should take some spell damage off. Reduction, I don't know. It doesn't really matter, honestly. So that's another important one to have for hunting. Dodge rate's very important. You get an extra 1% with my build here. I would have these ones, you know, even though it's only level 1, you get minus 1%. It's still good to have take 1% less fire damage from the dragon, 1% less from the mole. Even though I would probably recommend to have this a little higher, maybe like let's see. This one would be very important for the mole fight, but it's not really needed for Priest to have that maxed out. Wait, what did I just do? I'll mess with this later. I messed up my orbs. Spell damage reduction, obviously, that's a given. And then, yeah. So that's it for the fire orbs. Water, yeah, this one affects how much HP you're going to have when you get revived. It's an extra 6%, which is good. This one's important as well. 1% damage taken as MP. 6% damage at level 6. So 6% damage translates to an extra 18% MP. So basically, the more you get hit, the more HP you get back. This one is very important as well. Dodge rate 30%. At death 3%. Basically, you get the dodge rate buff when you die or whatever. Very important to have. Multi-heal, yeah. These are givens, yeah. I don't have to really explain much for that, obviously. Zing range is actually very underrated. You might think it's underrated, but it's not. It's very important to have this one, because the less distance you have to run to revive someone, the better. Wind ones, damage taken minus level 4, which you get minus 8 damage. I know this doesn't look like much, but it really is. That helps you survive that death wave attack from the dragon. I should probably have this one maxed out, but fast cast, care prayer, yeah. I don't even really have to explain them. Just look. They're pretty self-explanatory if you read them. Yeah, this. Oh yeah, this one's also pretty good for priest. I'll explain this one. So you lose 18 MP to get an extra 12 magic mending. That's very good for priest. The more magic mending you have, the better your multi-heal is going to be. My multi-heal is around, I think I do around 600. I forget. But the better your multi-heal is, the better a priest you are. But yeah, these are basically all my master orbs. Very important. And then this one is like the vocational one. So special charge rate, that means like your coup de grace, like your ultimate, the blue skill that pops up every now and then. That gives you an extra 3% chance to get it. So that's good every time your turn comes up. Alma Mater, action speed 30%. That makes it like a really fast cast speed for Alma Mater. Goddess Grace, this is like the most important priest master orb. Getting the cast speed for that is extra 30%. I forget what is benediction again. Still getting used to all these clarity ones, clarity translations. Benediction. Oh, yeah, that's for curse. Benediction. Oh yeah, that makes the doing the curse, getting rid of curse off a party member much faster. Spooky aura. Is that like a spell or something? I don't know why I have that. Spooky aura. That has to be a spell. Is it? Maybe it's an ability. I feel stupid right now. Yeah, I'll probably put an edit on the screen because I am perplexed by that. I forget what Spooky Aura is. Yeah, don't worry about these ones. This one right here is the guard skill. And that's very important against the dragon when he does that one stupid attack that seals your reviving. You want to do this one and have the Phalanx or Aegis Shield on to get the damage reduction. And then if you have those in combo, you'll take practically nothing from that attack. So that's good to have. And honestly, if you have as much HP as I do, and you just all you really need for that attack is just Phalanx or Aegis Shield, and you will have the damage reduction, and you can just run around and have them attack, and you won't die. By the way, you cannot stack the damage reduction from those buffs. So having Aegis Shield and Phalanx is not, you can't stack the damage reduction. And then the darkness ones, this is not really important for priest. Hopstick's okay. Yeah, the weapon skills, don't worry about that on priest. I think magic stick, I think that is the hey, spirit. This is actually probably one I should have instead of magic. Wait, what's magic stick again? I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to clarity translations. Oh, so those are spells. Our Spirit Zone is the MP1. Magic Stick. What? Alright, that's pointless. I'm getting rid of that. I don't know why I've had that on for so long. Do not need that. See, we learn something new every day, don't we? I don't know what I'm doing right now. Now this one's kind of pointless. But, I mean, you don't really need extra range for Spirit Zone. But yeah. Yeah, so that's basically all the Master Orbs you need and everything, so yeah. So that's basically everything you need on Priest. And I'll go, in a separate video, I will show you, you know, I'll pretend that I'm in a Beast fight, and I'll show you what I would do if I got in a fight with a Beast without anyone there. So now the rest of these jobs are going to be a lot easier to tell you what you need the gear for. They're more straightforward. So let's switch over to Martial Artist really quick. I know this video is going on for quite a bit now. And I apologize, but there's a lot to talk about. And right here, it asked me if I wanted to switch to training stamps. Training cards or whatever. Like when you max out your HP level cap, you can switch. Instead of getting experience points, you'll get training stamps. Yeah. So let's start out with the Master Orbs really quick. Let's get that out of the way. So yeah, I'm not really going to go too in depth with the Master Orbs and the other classes because they're more straightforward. But yeah, have as much max HP and MP. Strength is good. Agility's alright. Critical rate, you want to have that. Dodge rate and all that. Yeah. Basically a lot of the same things for wind. Pretty much the same. Oh, sorry. Water is all pretty much the same. Wind is, yeah. Want to have crit damage and all that. And oomph is like the attack power buff. You get that if someone dies at an 18% chance every time someone dies. Tension link. I think that's a typo. I think that meant when party member dies. So yeah, or yeah, whatever. Alma Mater, you definitely want to have this one. Actually, let me. I'm sorry. Let me go back to Priest. Let me make sure I have that one on, because that's really important to have for Priest. Sorry, I've messed with my Master Orbs a lot lately. But a lot of times I always have to edit my Master Orbs when I go into hunting. So forgive me if I messed up. Let me make sure that I have that. Yeah, I have it at level 4. That's good enough. But ideally, you'd want to have it maxed out. But in my position, you know, I have so much going for me that I don't have to, you know, go that crazy with all those little extra advantages. But, so yeah, back to martial arts. So let's go to Master Orbs. We got wind out of the way, I think. Yeah. Well, the vocation one. Special charge rate, that's a given, yeah. Psych Up, an extra tension. Yeah, that's good to have as well. It's basically, let me look at the description. When using Psych Up, there's a 1% chance your tension goes up. So that's like, yeah. That's very important. You can end up going from, instead of just going to, you know, 50 tension, you go to 100. Meditation, that's an extra, like the self-heal skill on martial artists. You get more heal out of that. Benediction, obviously. decent to have. And this is the guard skill. You need that. You definitely need that on martial artists. Max that out, 100%. And then a lot of people. I don't even think I really have to explain the weapon skills for martial artists. Obviously, you want to boost up all of your attack skill, your main attacks, and all that. Not really much, to talk about there. But I will be making a video about Master Orbs in the future. That's, probably around the time I make the, probably after this Beast series is done. I'll be making that's like a Master Orbs is like one of the most important things in the game to have for endgame. And then we're going to switch over to Ranger and everything else. And after this, I'm not going to be talking about Master Orbs because you basically want to have, because the rest of these classes are all melee based, and the Master Orbs are going to be about the same for melee jobs. The only difference is like the vocation and all that, but those are like self-explanatory. Like the first three are the ones you really want to look at for variety and all that for beasts hunting, but the other stuff is all, you got to make sure you have your weapon skills and vocation skills, as powerful as you can. So let's go to Battle Master. Oh wait, I didn't even explain my gear. I'm sorry, I almost forgot to show my gear. Now I'm not the most geared for Battle Master and Martial Artist, unfortunately. But I do have a pretty good spear. It's good attack power on it. And then this is kind of outdated gear at this point, level 96, but you can get by with it. An HP hat, obviously. Spell damage reduction. You're going to want that in every single job you use for beast hunting. Paralyzed guard, obviously you're going to want that too. It's nice to have poison guard, but you don't need that for hunting. Then crit rate on gloves, fall guard, dance guard. You don't need dance guard. Nice to have the extra dodge rates. Demon dog mask. Now this is a very important accessory that I'll be making a separate video about. But basically, when you get the special charge, which is your blue skill, your ultimate skill, when that procs, you get all three of these effects. And also the base effect here gives you a 10% chance to have your special charge already charged, or it'll be active. A 10% chance to have your ultimate skill ready at the start of battle. But the main thing with this is the effects you get from activating your special skill. So mine gives me the magic attack buff ×2, attack buff ×2, and the quick stick, which increases my spell casting speed by a lot. So I have all three of those instantly when I get my blue skill every time, and that's really good for martial artist and a lot of melee jobs actually. And then the dragon skill is the most important one for martial artist. Reduces damage received by 30, and combined with the Master Orb, you get, I think it's like minus 38 damage. So it doesn't look like a big number, but honestly, like with that one death wave that the dragon does, this could be the difference between life and death. And yeah, get attack power on it in a melee class, HP if you're like a mage or a priest or whatever. Attack power ring, you get extra chance to get oomph every action. Get attack power for the bonus stats. Plus, it's also the base effect also gives you an extra 15 seconds for the for the oomph buff, or for the attack power. Oomph is not the attack power. Oomph is just a buff that gives it attack power. Oomph full gives attack power ×2. And this is the pyramid unk that you're gonna want. It's the attack one, pretty self-explanatory. I already explained this belt before, so no need to explain it again. Magic Mysterious Tower accessory for attack job. You're gonna for physical based melee jobs. You're gonna want attack +8, deafness +15, HP +15. Get on that. Already explained this one. And the attack version of Mammoth Tower accessory. Definitely want that. Get some agility. And then for this one, you're gonna want to use the this one. This gives a lot of HP. Even without HP in the synthesis stats, you're gonna want to have that. And this gives you extra critical rates and critical damage. And by the way, to clear up some confusion, haywire damage is a magic spell crits. Just in case anyone was ever wondering what that meant. So that's basically everything you need on Martial Artist. And then we're going to look at Ranger next. Ranger is pretty... I'm not even going to go over the Master Orbs for Ranger. So, this is the gear you need for Ranger. You'll want to have a boomerang, at least level 100 or higher. Mine's level 105. Get some attack on that. You're going to use that bull buckler again. Spell damage reduction. HP hats. Spell damage reduction top. Paralyzed guard, obviously. Crit rates. Fall guard. Yeah. Now, another thing I forgot to mention earlier. Make sure when you get this armor that they all fit into the same armor set. So you get set effects. So like having the full, like all your armor slots filled up with this sets gives you an extra 10%, sorry, extra 10 HP, extra 8 MP, 3% dodge rate, and your skill damage plus 10, and then 65 style points, which is useless, but it's very good to have. Some gear sets are incomplete, like for example, this Abyss sets for priest or mage classes and priest. There's no gloves for this, so you can get away with having the helmet, hats, top, pants, and boots, and then use gloves from a different set, but you'll still get the set bonus for the Abyss set. So that's good to have. And I forgot to mention another thing with this set, which is important. You get dark damage resist by 20%. So basically, when I'm fighting the ghost, I have 34% dark resist as a priest. So that's good. And then for this armor set, yeah, I already think it, yeah, that's good to have. And accessories, pretty much all the same. I would definitely get, definitely have the Curse Guard accessory on Ranger, because Ranger, you're going to want to have Curse Guard, because you're going to be in that ghost fight a lot, and you can get cursed pretty easily. Unfortunately, in my situation, I cannot get full Curse Guard. I can only get 92%, unfortunately. But really all you need, honestly. Getting cursed in the ghost fight is a minor inconvenience. It's not going to mean your party's going to lose. This means that you're going to slow down the party a tiny bit if you get cursed at the off chance. And by the way, this video isn't also... I know I'm like explaining all the classes and everything, but I'm purposely not telling you all the strategies for fighting the bosses as each respective class. This is just like the stuff that you need to actually get started with hunting. Like, I'm not going to go over like the actual fights in this video and what, you know, like how good a ranger is in the dragon fight or anything. I'm just telling you the bare bones, like the requirements and the, you know, stuff you can get away with, like not having full curse guard and all that. That's the point of this video, just so you can, you know, actually start hunting and have the gear ready. Now, unfortunately, I'm not gonna. I don't have time to tell you how to get every single accessory in the game for these. But in good time, I will have videos out for all these different accessories. So don't worry about that. But yeah. So let's quickly switch over to Magic Knights or Magic Warrior, Armamentalist, or whatever its clarity translation is. This one, there's not much to talk about. Pretty basic role in hunting. All this class is really good for is that AoE that boosts this charge time for special skills, and you can also Force Break. Force Break is the most deadly debuff in the game, and it basically cuts all elemental guards to 0 for bosses. Like, it basically, you use Force Break and the boss is pretty much neutered. Like, its defense is neutered, and you'll do like a crap ton of damage and all that. that's why they use this for hunting, just to make the fights go a lot faster. It's not really, you can get away without using a magic warrior, but I guess I pretty much explained what I said I wasn't going to explain a second ago. But that's how brief basic magic warrior is for hunting. But let me just show you the stuff you need. Just get either a bow or a sword and shield. I actually don't have a good one-handed sword, surprisingly, so I don't have that for magic warrior. I would definitely recommend getting the mirror armor sets. You don't need seal guard, you don't need sleep guard or anything for this. This is just what I put on for my heavy armor. Definitely want spell damage reduction. And also, yeah, it would be good to get the mirror armor set, because you have a chance to you get every action you take, it's always a chance to get and there's the typo right there, it says bound, but that's one of the set effects, is you get an extra 10% chance to get bounce in every turn, and bounce is basically the reflect spell in this game, so that's nice to have. And I believe the mirror armor top itself, spell reflection rate 5%, so that basically is a free reflect if you get a 5% chance. Paralyzed guard, obviously, crit rates, fall guard. Everything's basically the same from the other jobs right here. I don't remember if do I have curse guard? No, I do not have curse guard on my armor, so it's another one of those 92% situations for curse guard. So yeah, I'm not even going to go over my my master orbs for this. Pretty much the same as ranger and martial artist. Now let's switch over to demon swordsman. Now this one I'm also gonna. Okay, going forward, I'm not mentioning anything more about master orbs. Demon Swordsman is only used for one fight with hunting, and that's the mole. Only because you have that one skill that is basically a disruptive wave that completely debuffs the enemy, like they have buffs on. Kind of like the Sage skill that does that too. And also they're freaking powerful. Another thing, I wouldn't recommend them in the ghost fights, because the ghost is strong against dark attacks, and Demon Swordsman has nothing but dark attacks. But here's my armor, my gear and accessories for Demon Swordsman. Pretty much what I use for everything. Attack power on my level 1. You definitely want a level 110 spear no matter what. No matter what you do on Demon Swordsman, you want 110 spear. And I believe it's because of one of the set effects. All crit rate plus 3%. Don't use MP rate 5%. Let's see what... There's no set effect for this. I'm an idiot. Mirror armor, same armor I have on my Magic Knights, or Magic Warrior. And basically all the accessories are the same. Except with Demon Swordsman, it's nice to have this ring right here. I only have it mainly because it boosts magical mites, my magic attack power by 12, and also has a chance to get me Quick Stick, which is good for casting Oompful, which is the attack power buff and all that. Yeah, and for for Demon Swordsman, it's a magic attack based class. It's mainly dark magic, but it's dark attack, but they're magic based. The dark magic, like that's basically what all their abilities are. Normally, magical might only affects spell damage, but for Demon Swordsman, their vocational skills, they are affected by magical mites. So it's really good to stack as much magical might and normal physical attack power as possible, but prioritize magical might though, because the majority of their abilities are magic based, and there's like one or two physical based, like the sword slashes and the super sword slash. Those are physical based. And then for me, I have magic Magic Might / Magic Mending plus 16. Damage to dragon types, which would be good for the dragon fight, but you don't fight the dragon as a demon swordsman. Don't worry about that third stat, it's trash. And then, yeah, magic. This is the Magic Might version of the Mysterious Tower card. Defense plus 15, Magic Might plus 15, Max HP plus 15. Dragon Orb, the Magic Might version of the Mammoth Tower accessory. This is the lower form. I still have not upgraded to the big version, the higher version of this accessory yet. So I don't have that one high enough to where I'd have more if they were fused together. That's kind of hard to explain because sometimes the lower form is better than the bigger form at maxed out. But you have to have the bigger version of an accessory close to maxed out before it becomes better than the maxed out version of the small. At least that's the case in the Mammoth Tower accessory one. Sorry, I'm starting to slowly lose my voice. I've been talking for like the past however long this video's been going on. Well, we're almost done. And then you definitely want to have this one. And unfortunately, Haywire does not affect critical hits with the dark magic from Demon Swordsman, because technically that's not a spell magical crit. It doesn't go, you know, it does that spell like jingle or whatever, or that the little sound cue, like when the classic Dragon Quest like spell sound effect. That affects that, like that super version of that sound effect. So that wouldn't really, like a crit with dark matter on Demon Swordsman would not count as Haywire damage. But I believe it would count as normal critical damage. So that's good. This accessory is really good. So that's basically everything for Demon Swordsman. Like I said, it's only used for the mole fights. But I'll go more in depth with that in another video when I talk about the actual boss fights themselves. So let's switch to the last class, right? It's the second to last class. Battlemaster. This one, it's not really 100%. It's not really 100% essential, but I do not know why I have. Why does my gear look like this? The heck? Why the? Wait, what? Wait a minute. Oh, I know why. Because I overwrote one of my costume slots by accident a while back. Yeah, Battlemaster is pretty important because it's for the ghost fight. So what you want to have is pretty decent two-handed sword, obviously. Attack power on the alchemy effects. And you also want to start out, when you get into that ghost fight, you want to have 2 hammers equipped. Doesn't really matter what stats you have on the hammers. Honestly, you only need the hammers for one specific ability. Let me see if I can find it. Hammer. I think Devil Crusher. I think Devil Crusher is the one that you want to have because it's you know, the clarity translations, I would instantly know which one it is, but one of these two right here, it's like that one that does like the red like circle on the ground. That one I believe has a chance to lower an enemy's like it lowers their a certain what's it called? It lowers one of their elemental weaknesses, or it elemental. Sorry, I'm talking over myself. I'm talking in circles here. It basically debuffs a certain element on them, and I think it's fire damage, or maybe that's another skill. No, I'm sorry, I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. This one of these two right here has a chance to lower their physical defense, which is very important. And then after you get that off, you switch back to your two-handed sword, and then you start doing your stuff and all that. So yeah, that's why you need a hammer for that specific skill. You always want to start the ghost fight off of that. And then obviously same equipment as martial artist and all that, same stuff, same accessories as martial artist and ranger. So yeah, make sure to get some decent, decent armor for martial artist, ranger, battle master. And also, let's switch over to monster master really quick. Oh, wrong NPC. Sorry. All right, monster master. I wouldn't worry too much about this one, honestly. Monster master is pretty much an optional role in beast hunting, and it's more for advanced players, like really even more advanced than me. Like I'm not good enough to run a monster master in a dragon fight. And actually, I even have trouble being the martial artist. And I'm not going to go too crazy in depth about the dragon fight right now, but just a little for context. A monster master and martial artist play the kind of the tank role, even though they're not really tanks. They're kind of they're not like a paladin or anything with high defense, but they keep the boss away from your party members, and they basically in Dragon Quest X it's called walling. You push the boss away, or you keep them from reaching a party member. With martial artists, it's it's the same. They both do a lot of damage, but Monster Master does a crap ton, and they have HP links. So the new kind of meta with the dragon fight is people use Monster Master. The only thing with that is you won't be getting full tension as much, and having 100% tension gives you some damage reduction, and that can make it so you can survive that death wave without even guarding, depending on how much HP you have. So that's the only downfall with using Monster Master. You won't always be at 100% tension all the time. So yeah, I'm not even really gonna bother going on Monster Master because it's all the same accessories and armor sets as my Battle Master. And honestly, I'm not even trying to recommend like the armor. Like when I say this sword right here, Mad Warrior's Blade, this is a really good sword, but honestly, if I were to recommend the best sword, it'd be the level 110. But if I were to recommend the bare minimum, maybe a level 100 sword or level 105. Is there a level 105 sword? Wait, let me double check this really quick. Wrong. I'm sorry. This is like late at night. I'm falling asleep here. Let me just make sure. Claymore. That's two-handed sword. Yeah, there is a level 105 sword. I don't think I've ever looked at this sword before. Nobody uses this sword, by the way. But basically the point I was trying to make is you don't have to match all the gear that I have. Like, it doesn't have to be this level 108 sword. Some stuff you should definitely get, like if you're gonna go for priest, I highly 1,000,000,000% you gotta have the Abyss set, because of the minus 20% dark damage and all that. That's very important to have. But then again, like if you have, you can probably get away with. I used to use level 99 gear, I think. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Hopefully I didn't leave anything out. I'm sorry if I kind of rushed through halfway, but this video was really pushing the limits of time and really getting lengthy, and I've kind of lost my voice at this point. I didn't think it'd be this challenging to make a video just about the first part of like preparations, but there are some other things that you'll probably need that I probably left out, and I'll make sure to add those in another video. Like obviously this is like what you need in terms of your job levels and your weapons and accessories, armor, and all that, master orbs. One more thing though, in terms of the actual job levels, like you don't need a level 120 battle master. It could be like a level 116 through level 120, but for priest I would definitely recommend level 120 because of all the extra HP boosts that we got in these new level caps. But anyway, I really hope that this was helpful, and I really hope I didn't forget anything. If I did, I will definitely add them in, you know, with on-screen edits, you know. Hopefully I didn't leave anything out. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Leave me some feedback in the comments. Let me know how I did, because I've never done a video like this before where I've had to go in-depth and explain all this different stuff. Sorry if it was kind of sloppy, but I feel most comfortable doing it like this, where it's not like, you know, step by step, all these transitions and all that. I'm just giving it from me to you, you know, like right off the, you know, right every time I think something, I'm gonna say it. So that was a mouthful. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments, and make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new here, and I'll be back with the next part pretty soon, which is going to revolve around getting started with beasts, like getting the key item you need to start hunting, and how to form a party, and how you actually go about hunting, like going through the different maps and, you know, marking down the times and what color the map, the crystal is, and etc., etc. That's going to be the next part. And then I believe the final part would probably just be me explaining the actual fights and strategies and all that. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.